Bob, can you talk about what Hader did? And I know you'd had a conversation about him going forward. Did that go pretty much like what you thought?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's ready to play. So, didn't do it during the regular season. Kept his workload at a minimum. He saved those type of things for the postseason. He was all for it. He knew that, any runner on and 2 out, he was going to be coming in for 4 outs and did what we expect him to do.
What is your confidence level in Robert Suarez at this point, I imagine?
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, that role a lot of times is really the most difficult role when you're coming in, for the starter where there's runners out there, probably going to go more than one, have to get out of a jam like that, get a strikeout double play. It's easier said than done, but he did it, and, he's really pitched himself into as prominent roles we have.
Overall, Bob, what do you think of your guys' play tonight? It seems that you're playing as crisply as you guys have all season.
Yeah, and very spirited. I mean, it was a back and forth game. It was, there was a lot of drama. We take a lead, all of a sudden they come right back. Seemed like it went back and forth the entire game, and then, certainly now you get 2 out, nobody on in the ninth, and Freeman hits a 0-2 pitch that's up around his chin that I don't even know how he gets to, and now all of a sudden, you're 1 pitch away from being in trouble again. So it's probably as back and forth a game as you're going to see. A lot of drama to it. Fun win.
Yeah, Bob, going back to San Diego with fans in the stands for the postseason, give us a sense of what that may be like for your team and just emotionally overall.
Yeah, they've been waiting for this for a while, and they've supported us all year. It seems like every game we get between 35 and 40,000 people there. The drama that took place during the regular season, I think we had 10, 12 walk-offs or something like that they were a big part of. They incentivize us. We feel like they're part of us. So to be able to reward them, get home, and have some playoff games for them, it feels really nice.
Let me just turn it back to the pen for a second. By my count, 6 different relievers in 2 games and no runs. So
right.
Does Nola get enough credit for what he is doing back there?
There's a reason he's back there every night. And, this is a guy that has not spent his whole career catching. He's kind of new to the position. But the strides that he's made this year, very cerebral in what he does. He works very well with the pitchers, not only starters, but the relievers. They have a ton of faith in him. And here we are in the postseason, and this guy's catching every game for a guy that has not done this very often. He does not get a lot of as much credit as he should, and I'm glad you asked that question.
Thank you.
Go back to Kevin in the front.
Can you talk about that sequence where you was holding Mookie on and then a really, really good throw by Nola there?
That's his best throw of the year. Comes up at the biggest time. So, we know that they're probably going to be a little bit more aggressive. Yu has actually been better in the second half of the season than maybe the first half of the season in holding runners. And gave him a time. I gave him a 1-3. I think it was around 1-3 that he gave him to throw, and Knowles made his biggest throw of the year. So credit to both of those guys for being aware.
Do you think that Jake at all maybe rushed Turner? Jake on his way to second on the error that Turner made. Did you happen to see that?
I think it's more just kind of how we're playing right now. So we're going as hard as we can every 90 feet. And I think it kind of resonates as the game goes along. Look, he doesn't do that very often. But I think when you play in the style that you do, you have to be crisp in how you get the ball and get rid of it. And whether it had an effect or not, I'm not sure.
They go to PitchCom. Is that the first time that you has used PitchCom?
Yeah.
And that's a pregame decision when they get in that situation?
Yeah, it was just at the start. It was just at second base, and then I think they used it a little bit more as the game went along. So that's not easy either. You go through an entire season not using it, and all of a sudden, you're using something that you're not used to at all. And credit you too. I mean, you got to be pretty calm out there to be able to do it and deal with something like that you never have before.
Go back to Matt.
Yeah, the double play that was turned Cronenworth to Kim in the 6th. Game 1, they turned a huge one in the 6th. Tell me, in your eyes, how pivotal was that moment for your team?
Yeah, that was the play of the game. So, there are certain moments that get lost in the shuffle with the drama at the end of the game. but strike out, double play, and have to be perfect on it. He's got to get rid of it beautifully, and Kimmy's got to get to the bag and get rid of it with a runner coming down his throat. I mean, that is the play of the game at the time, and got the momentum back in our dugout.
How do you think that you recovered from what was clearly a missed call on a really nice pitch?
Yeah. You know what? Nothing really bothers him. I think it bothers us more so. And he just kind of moves on. I've never seen him really too frustrated before. So he kind of takes the, there's nothing I can do about it now. I don't want it to affect me, and I just need to move on. And, that's what happens when you're a veteran pitcher that's been through the wars like he has.